Are you expanding your brand in Colorado, but honestly, terrified of drowning in legal red tape and making a wildly expensive compliance mistake? Welcome to This Explainer, where we are going to tackle exactly how to safely and legally expand your brand's reach in the Centennial State without the headache.
If you're nervous about launching a new product line or a storefront, you've got every right to be cautious. Operating an LLC under an unregistered brand name in Colorado, that's not just some minor clerical oopsie. It can literally slap your business with a direct $500 civil penalty. And honestly, it gets worse. It can completely strip your business of the right to sue or defend itself in Colorado state courts. But don't worry, we are going to make sure that absolutely does not happen to you.
Okay, here is our playbook for today. We'll be covering 1. Introduction and importance, 2. The step-by-step guide, 3. Legal and financial impacts, 4. Branding and expert resources, and finally, 5. Conclusion and legal disclaimer.
Let's jump right into Section 1, Introduction and Importance.
You've probably heard people throw around the term DBA, right? Doing business as. Well, let's clarify what that actually is. It's basically just an alternate name for your company. But, and this is a big but, in Colorado, the official legal jargon you're going to see on all the state forms is trade name. It is so crucial to understand that filing a trade name does not somehow magically create a new business entity. It serves merely as an official state-sanctioned legal alias for your existing parent LLC.
Let's look at the real-world benefits here. Imagine your LLC is named Jonathan Soda LLC, but you decide to open up a cool new retail spot called Fresh Spring. By registering a trade name, your single LLC can run multiple different store brands or totally distinct divisions without the massive headache and cost of forming a separate LLC for every single one of them. This setup gives you total brand flexibility. You can run highly targeted marketing campaigns for Fresh Spring without ever dragging the corporate parent name into the ads. Plus, it simplifies really long, clunky corporate names. And maybe most importantly, it's an absolute requirement for proper business banking. A bank is never going to let you cash a check made out to Fresh Spring unless you can slide a state-stamped trade name certificate right across the desk, proving your LLC actually owns that alias.
Moving right along to Section 2, the step-by-step guide.
Here is your exact playbook. We've got 4 very straightforward steps, taking you from researching the state database all the way to grabbing your official stamped PDF confirmation. Let's break these down so you can just follow along effortlessly.
Step 1 is critical, and here's the trick. You actually need to use 2 different search tools provided by the Colorado Secretary of State. First, use the Business Database Search. Start here because it's going to show you other businesses with similar names and existing trade names. Next, use the Name Availability Search. This one checks for exact entity conflicts to ensure your chosen name is legally distinguishable. But hey, don't stop there. Just because a name clears the Colorado database does not mean it's free of federal trademark conflicts. You absolutely must also check the USPTO database just to be safe.
Now for Step 2. Filling out the Statement of Trade Name of a Reporting Entity form requires some very specific details. You'll navigate over to the CDOS portal, find your parent LLC using its 11-digit state organization ID, and start the filing. The form is going to ask for the exact proposed trade name, a brief description of what your business actually does, and your addresses. And listen closely right here, you must provide a physical street address for the LLC's primary place of business. A P.O. box alone is legally insufficient for the physical address field. You can use a P.O. box for a separate mailing address, but not for the physical one.
Step 3. You're going to submit this form and pay the state fee. And honestly, how much does this incredibly powerful branding tool cost? Just $20. It's a highly affordable, non-refundable fee paid directly to the Colorado Secretary of State.
But watch out for this critical hurdle. Do not even think about printing this form out and mailing it in with a check. Colorado has transitioned to a completely digital administration. Zero paper forms are accepted anymore. Your filing and your credit card payment have to be processed electronically through their secure online portal. The best part though, once your payment clears, it immediately generates your e-filed confirmation PDF in Step 4. That means you can literally start using your new trade name instantly.
Let's dive into Section 3, Legal and Financial Impacts.
Remember that $500 fine we talked about right at the start? Yeah, that is the actual civil penalty codified right under Colorado law for transacting business under an alias without paying this simple $20 registration. Spending $20 online to avoid a massive $500 state fine, that is what we call a total no-brainer. Now, notice the stark contrast in legal standing between these two concepts. Your LLC, that is your legal shield. It's the parent entity providing your personal asset protection. The DBA, or trade name, on the other hand, is literally just an alias. It provides absolutely zero liability protection on its own, meaning any contracts you sign, debts you incur, or liabilities you generate under that trade name, they fall directly onto the shoulders of your parent LLC.
We also need to bust a massive myth right now. A ton of business owners think that registering a state trade name means they somehow own the name outright. That is entirely false. Registering a trade name in Colorado just grants you permission to use the name locally. It gives you no exclusive rights to stop competitors from using it. If you want exclusive brand protection, locking that name down across the whole United States, you have to pursue a federal trademark through the USPTO.
On the day-to-day administrative side, managing a trade name is super straightforward. Since it's not a new entity, you do not need a new EIN. You just use your LLC's existing tax ID. Pro tip: keep your stamped trade name certificate filed right alongside your tax and banking records to keep everything beautifully compliant. Also, remarkably, while sole proprietors have to renew these every single year, a trade name attached to an LLC stays effective indefinitely, as long as your LLC remains in good standing. But, big warning here, beware of a major privacy loophole. Colorado allows for anonymous LLCs where you don't list the owners on the original formation documents. But filing a trade name, it actually requires you to disclose the true name and address of the person filing it, which can completely shatter that hard-won anonymity by plastering your details onto the public registry.
All right, Section 4, Branding and Expert Resources.
When you're building your brand under a new trade name, you've got to make sure you don't violate specific industry rules hidden in the state statutes. For instance, state law explicitly forbids using a trade name to deceptively sell liquid fuel, or falsely presenting yourself as an educational institution. Basically, avoid deceptive naming at all costs. Remember our Jonathan Soda example? By using an expert service, he confidently launched his retail brand without tripping over any of these strict guidelines. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed by all the compliance stuff, you really don't have to go it alone. You can leverage free state resources like MyBiz Colorado, or consider filing services like Harbor Compliance or LegalZoom if you just want a done-for-you package. And of course, for complex, industry-specific rules, always consult a dedicated business attorney.
Finally, Section 5, Conclusion and Legal Disclaimer.
So, what is the ultimate takeaway here? Filing a DBA, officially called a trade name in Colorado, is an absolute non-negotiable requirement for LLCs operating under an alias. The good news? It is a cheap, fast, entirely online 4-step process that costs just $20. Taking 10 minutes to do this prevents massive $500 state fines and ensures you aren't legally locked out of the Colorado court system. Just keep in mind, it relies 100% on your LLC for liability protection, and it does not grant you the exclusive national brand rights of a federal trademark. Quick reminder, while this explainer breaks down the exact regulatory framework using directly sourced Colorado Secretary of State data, this is intended as general educational guidance. Business law can be incredibly complex, so you should always consider chatting with a qualified legal or tax professional to tailor all of these concepts directly to your unique business and industry.
So you know exactly how to navigate the state red tape and securely expand your brand in Colorado now. But here is the final question you really need to ask yourself today. Is your amazing new trade name truly secure from competitors nationwide? You've protected your LLC locally for sure, but it might just be time to take that crucial next step and seek out federal trademark protection for your brand. Thanks so much for learning with us today, and we will see you in the next explainer.